Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Calling upon my spirit team, my guides, my angels, my ancestors, and of course, Source. Please reveal the truth. May my words be guided, my heart be open, and my ego set aside. With clarity, integrity, and pure intentions, let the message unfold through me. And today I send love and light to all those who are suffering. But right now I'm really getting that those who are serving a sentence without parole, so maybe life without parole, need some extra love right now. You are seen, you are loved, and you are never forgotten. Now, I do want to clarify if someone is wondering, so someone must be. Who I shout out to is not necessarily who this message is for, although that could be the case as well. So always just use your own discernment and take everything as it resonates. I do that as my own shout out to whoever I am, feeling in the moment needs it the most. And so now I'm being called to kind of talk about something. So it's a message for someone. And I have been talking a lot about life being a game. This thing keeps coming up. So we'll roll with that one. And you remember in my video, and if you haven't seen it, feel free to go back and look, where I mentioned 11 different things, one of them being that intuition is the cheat code. That intuition's really the only cheat code that you need. So I want to kind of talk a little bit more about that today, which is funny because I wasn't planning on that. I had in mind a different topic, and I this is the one that is coming up now. So that's what we're going to talk about. And I'm being pulled the poll so much fun. Let's see what comes out. Oh, it's dropping. Oh, okay. There's a lot here. So third eye. Okay, so third eye must be significant. The eye came out, which is the evil eye, but there you go. Eye, either way. So eyes, third eye, evil eye. Two butterflies, so that could be significant. One is either, it's like an orangish red, honestly. So take it as it resonates. And the other is pink. Okay, as far as numbers go, I've got 3, 9, 6, or 6, 9, 3, 9, 6. That's what I'm saying. That's what I put together is significant. And then 4, 0, 0, 8, 1. It's very clearly a 1, and I just put it in front of the 8. So 4, 0, 0, 1, 8 must be significant. Okay. And then letters F as in Frank, A as in apple, R as in Rudolph, far, and then W as in watermelon. So the words I chose to say with the letters could be significant, and so could these letters and numbers, but they don't have to. So again, far W, far west. Okay, far west. Okay. So I want to talk about, like I said, intuition. So for those who don't know, intuition is your direct line to your higher self, guides, source. Okay. It speaks to us. I apologize for any background noise. It speaks to us in, take its confirmation, I'm hearing, in nudges. Okay. Sensations. It's not necessarily logical. Kind of the part of you that just knows sometimes, even when your mind hasn't caught up yet. So the reason I say that intuition is the cheat code, um, is because it kind of takes away the guesswork from a lot of things. Your soul already has the answers, it already has the map. You just have to trust it. So it kind of helps you avoid wasting time. I cannot stand wasting time. Like they say, time is money, right? But also just you can't get it back, right? Wrong turns, just unnecessary struggle, suffering, etc. So following your intuition keeps you in alignment, aligned choices, people, paths, that serve you for your highest good. So when you ignore that, that's when you're like, damn, I knew I should have XYZ, right? Knew I should have stayed home tonight. You ever do that? You just have a feeling, and even as you're getting ready, like, man, you kind of want to cancel, but then you're like, I told them I'm coming, or whatever the case may be, and then you go anyway because you're like not wanting to disappoint or whatever, and then it doesn't go well. Something happens, and you're like, I freaking knew I should have stayed home, right? Your intuition was telling you. Okay. So, your intuition can speak to you in just all kinds of ways, right? Physical sensations. So maybe you get a tightness in your chest. Maybe you get the chills. Maybe you literally feel like a gut to the punch, a gut to the punch, a punch to the gut. Oh, that must be significant, though. A gut to the punch. Hmm. Anyhow, um hearing things, just having a feeling, maybe songs coming to mind. Even I know it happens to me, but I have all the clairs. So but yeah, you might even see repeating signs, numbers, just all kinds of things. And a lot of times we just ignore them, right? Or it's kind of like we're not seeing them, or sometimes we see them and ignore them on purpose. One thing too I really want to talk about, because this was really, really a difficult one for me. And I feel like someone else is struggling with this and needs to hear it as well. So, how do you know if what you're feeling is your gut or intuition, whatever you want to call it, or is it fear? Say maybe something coming up from the past, right? How do you tell the difference? Because they say that if it's your intuition, then it shouldn't be fear based, right? So fear feels kind of frantic, anxious, loud, and fantasy, which is another part of it too, because fantasy plays a part in our mind, feels like obsession or daydreaming or really needing validation. Okay. Then you have intuition, quiet, solid, calm, grounded voice that's just saying to you yes or no without all of that other chaos. And we start making movies in our head. Now, don't get me wrong, some of us see things, right? We can kind of see it as a timeline or a movie I'm not speaking to people that have gifts, okay? So, and if you're on this channel, you probably have some sort of gift. I'm just saying that's not what I'm referring to in this. I'm talking about when you're making up scenarios in your mind obsessively. Okay, there's a big difference. All right. So if it feels like you're spiraling, and if you know, you know, then that's probably not your intuition. Okay. Your intuition's kind of more of a soft whisper. And depending on what's going on, sometimes that nudge can get, louder and louder when you're not listening. It it keeps coming back when you don't listen, when you don't pay attention, and that's key because that's the way you can also tell the difference. When you're not listening to it, it keeps coming back. So how kind of some ways you can strengthen this and learn more to tell the difference for yourself is to slow down. Okay, you can't hear your inner voice so well if everything is just so loud. Okay, you're overthinking. You got too much going on in your head. You got too much conflict and drama in your life. It's too loud. You can't hear it. So what helps? Journaling, solitude, meditation, connect with nature, music, whatever works for you, and practice. Saying things to, to yourself, to your higher self. Kind of just ask, whether in your head or out loud. If you can, do it out loud. Should I go left or right? Like something simple, like just take a drive or a walk, whatever. And should I go left or right? And see what feeling you get and follow it. Just start practicing little things like that every day, and you're going to learn more and more to follow it. And in hindsight, it's going to start coming to you like, man, all the different times that you didn't, just don't dwell on that. Remember it, recognize it. Okay. You didn't know what you didn't know. You didn't do what you didn't do. You're going to do it differently now, right? You're going to follow your gut. Okay. So don't get stuck there. It's okay. And again, trust it. The more you follow it, the louder it gets, the better you're going to get at it, the more intuitive you're going to get. Okay. So I feel like I'm talking to someone who knows that they have a gift. They know that they're intuitive, and they also know that they're not putting it to use. And they also know that they need to be, but they also know that they're not following their own inner guidance. Okay. I'm going to pull some more cards for you here in a second because this is definitely a message for somebody. Your own inner guidance. You're going to learn to trust it more, and you need to. This is very important. I remember once, I'm just being told to share this story, so it'll mean something to somebody. And I'm not going to say any specific details about anyone in this situation. That's not the point of this. It's because somebody needs to hear this. But one time, I was being asked by an acquaintance, and we'll call them, to go out. And for some reason, I just had a feeling that I shouldn't. And I said no initially, right? And the person was very persistent. And I really had nothing against this person. I had no reason logically not to go. Everything kind of, but I just had a feeling that it wasn't a good idea. And the person kind of called me out a little bit for being flaky because I had previously agreed to go. Um, and maybe that got to me a little. I don't know. But anyway, the point is, I ended up going. And it was horrible because I ended up being drugged and got really sick, and I was sick for days. I'm okay. I was okay. But it was a bad experience, and I really learned a lot from it, including to trust my gut in seemingly harmless situations like that, like an acquaintance asking you to go out and dance and have a few drinks with them seems fairly harmless, right? Um, but you just never know. And this isn't to instill fear into anyone about going out or, accepting invitations, but this is a call to someone to trust your gut, and maybe someone that has been pestering you to go out with them and you've had a bad feeling about it, or it's just, not a good one, and they keep on, and this is your sign to say no. Okay. Mhm. Your intuition is your soul's compass. Look at it that way. Not here to impress anyone. It's here to guide you home to yourself. So start listening and just watch how it really opens up things and really changes your life in ways that you couldn't plan even if you tried. That's a message or something. Hmm. See if we have any closing um, words of affirmation for you. Oh, things flying out. I am unstoppable. Hmm, good one. I hope that helps.